While King Maekar Targaryen's eldest two sons impacted history in differing ways, with Prince Daeron often overlooked apart from his involvement in the tourney at Ashford Meadow and more famous for his drunkenness, and of course Aerion Brightflame for the trial of 7 at Ashford and his actions during the Third Blackfyre Rebellion, and ultimately his descent into madness that cost him his life when he drank wildfire, believing he would become a dragon. But there are those children of King Maekar who earn their place in the annals of history for very different reasons altogether, having a far-reaching impact even after the eventual downfall of House Targaryen and into the Baratheon era of Westeros. We are of course talking about the then Prince Aemon Targaryen, the third son of King Maekar I Targaryen and his wife Daella Dane, born in the year 198 AC. Being 23 years of age when his father became king in 221 AC at the death of his uncle, King Aerys I. He was named after his great-great-uncle, Prince Aemon the Dragon Knight, by his grandfather, Daeron II Targaryen. Aemon was said to be a bookish boy and could often be found late at night in his chambers, delving into all kinds of books, from medicine to the histories of Westeros. He was also said to have been a softly spoken and quiet, always listening, with his counsel valued and respected, so much so many fall silent to hear it. Aemon had a sharp mind, was always calm and courteous. Aemon and his younger brother, Prince Aegon, sometimes pretended that their dragon eggs would hatch, so they could both be dragon riders together. It is said that Aemon was the one who gave Aegon his famous nickname of Egg, something that would stick for the rest of Aegon's life, and used by most of those who knew him on a personal level. Once, the brothers recreated the Battle of the Rudgrass Field with painted soldiers on Maester Melquin's table, something they would often do, recreating many of the key battles in the history of Westeros. In Aemon's youth, his grandfather, King Daeron II Targaryen, had 4 grown sons, Baelor, Aerys, Rhaegal and Maekar. 3 of his sons were children of their own. Thus, the king felt that having too many potential Targaryen heirs was dangerous, citing the civil war of the Dance of the Dragons to make his case. It has been debated in the years since, given the tragic events that led to so many of these heirs of House Targaryen untimely deaths, that perhaps having a healthy number of heirs is never a bad thing, as you can never know what kind of misfortune may befall the realm. Yes, the Dance of the Dragons is fairly cited. However, the circumstances that allowed for the Dance of the Dragons did not strictly apply to Daeron's numerous heirs. Daeron sent Aemon to the citadel of Oldtown at around the age of 9 or 10, believing his love of learning and knowledge made him a perfect candidate to become a Maester, following in the footsteps of a son of King Jaehaerys Targaryen, Prince Aegon, who too became a Maester of the Citadel and was supposedly the one who suggested to his father to call the Great Council of 101 AC to decide his heir. Thus, despite becoming a Maester, men like Aegon and Aemon can still hold influence within House Targaryen. Following the tourney at Ashford Meadow in 209 AC, Prince Aegon served as a squire to a hedge knight, Sir Duncan the Tall. Later on, when Dunk and Egg visited Oldtown during the Great Spring Sickness, Aemon was said to have measured the knight's head, and also gave his younger brother a mule called Maester. Aemon spent years forging his Maester's chain, finishing his studies at the age of 19 in 217 AC. The now Maester Aemon then served at the Lordling's court for the next few years. After succeeding to the Iron Throne, his father, King Maekar I Targaryen, summoned Aemon and his brothers to court, not wanting to sit on the small council as he felt he would displace the current Grand Maester. Aemon chose instead to serve at Dragonstone, the seat of his eldest brother and then heir to the throne, Prince Daeron. That is, until Daeron died of a pox. In the final years of his father's reign, Aemon would become the centre of a succession crisis and would eventually take the Black and join the Night's Watch as their Maester. He would remain at the wall for the rest of his life and died on a voyage to Oldtown in the year 301 AC at the age of 102. But before all of that, Aemon Targaryen played a huge role during the events in the latter part of his father's reign. Before we discuss King Maekar's arguably most important son, his 4th son, Aegon, it seems prudent to take a detour to discuss his two daughters and their role in the history of House Targaryen. Daella Targaryen was born in 199 AC and was the eldest daughter of the then Prince Maekar Targaryen and his wife, Lady Diana Dane. It is believed that once, in her youth, Daella's sister Rhae gave a supposed love potion to their youngest brother Aegon with the intent that he would marry Rhae instead of Daella, which implies that for a while at least, Aegon was supposed to marry his elder sister. While the pages of history do not chronicle much of the detail of Daella's life, we can speculate some elements based on other information we have access to. Thus, we can say that later in life, Daella did marry and had children, but ultimately her final fate is not known to us in any sources we have access to. Rhae Targaryen was the youngest child of King Maekar and Diana Dane, and while we do not know her exact date of birth, given she is younger than Prince Aegon, who was born in 200 AC, we can surmise that Rhae was born sometime between 201 and 209 AC, given her mother died around 209. We have already recounted the story of Rhae giving Aegon a love potion, which suggests that she wished to marry her elder brother. However, this desire never came to be, as Aegon married Betha Blackwood in 220 AC in a supposed love match. Much like Daella, later in life, Rhae too was married and had children of her own, and again, the sources we have currently lose track of her, and thus we cannot say what her final fate was.